Today, Precarious plays
MegaMan Battle Network 2. Battle Network really is sort of like a save every 10 feet kind of game in my mind. So I would like to point out that playing it in this way has been very Deathfire. What was that about heavy metal? Heavy metal covers?
He can be in the center in front of like the field of
Deathfire.
I'm gonna have to find that
Deathfire.
album cover now, because anyone who knows what album cover, I want to make sure we're all thinking of the same album cover. And anyone who doesn't know, I don't want them to think that I'm totally crazy. A little crazy is acceptable. Totally crazy, not acceptable.
Got a little antsy there. Okay, it does enough damage.
Okay. I do not like this background. I was celebrating the other background. This one is no good. Although the tiles are pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the tiles. I initially liked the background, but it is starting to fatigue me a little bit. Except when I'm moving. I don't mind it when I'm moving.
Oh no, I just don't like it. Ugh. Making my body, ugh. I
Now
like the
let
rain
me-
clouds.
Let me think. If I
Rain
use...
boots with the little rain clouds on them.
What?
Rain boots with that cloud on them.
Oh, that would be good.
Like
That
just
would
on
be
the
a good one.
outsides. And they would be like red or blue rain
I didn't
boots.
know the repair would do that to my grass tiles.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
well, that was a trait. We're back into Battle Network 1 too much damage territory. I don't know if that's apparent.
I'm seeing that.
These are some damaging attacks. Why are you moving, Sir Cloud? I didn't know you could move from column to column.
Look at his smug little face there. He's just like,
You
oh,
know he's
you don't know
pooped.
me. You don't know me.
He's pooped from hopping around, pogoing around town. What do I need to do to win this? This is how I win. Haha! Now if I can get up one tile quickly enough, that will be some healing and also some sick damage.
Yeah, boy! That was
Meow,
awesome.
meow, meow, meow.
That was very good.
Sorry I'm so low energy. Those guys up there getting any closer, we've had it. Sorry I'm so low energy, it's just this game is... It's no Battle Network 3, let me tell you that. I didn't realize that I've decided that I think it really is Battle Network 3, where like I'm now retroactively glad that that's the one I played first.
Because it was a lot more better.
Well, the thing about it is that that game has a system that allows for small, consistent rewards. Oh, whoa.
what?
I know why that happened. It's because I was standing on a grass tile, and
And then fire.
I was counting on my barrier, because grass tiles, they double the damage you take from fire attacks,
Yeah.
and I'm already grass, so that was 4 times damage. It was just unfortunate because I just got hit and lost my barrier. That doesn't feel very good. Maybe I should take... If anything like that happens again, I'm gonna take my grass style off. Because that was, like I said, not a good feeling. What was I saying before this?
I don't remember. That just blew that straight out of my brains. We were talking about being low energy. Oh, yeah. The Battle Network 3 is better than this one, and you were getting ready to elaborate, and then you died.
Right. The thing for RPGs, in my mind, one of the most important elements throughout play is to have a nice series of rewards
Yeah.
of like different levels, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, those are... grab revenge. That would actually... If only it weren't a W. It's a weird chip code. But that would punish the very thing that I was talking about previously about the swordies. So I'm going to grab one of those, and I always like the attack plus chips in theory, but they're almost never worth... Like, when would an extra 20 damage matter? It would allow me to use wide sword to, just as an example, I could use wide sword or long sword to kill one of the null enemies that I'm fighting currently. And it is an asterisk, but I also don't have very much money right now. Full custom, this was an important chip for a certain build in the third game, because there was a, I think it was custom sword that dealt damage based on how full the custom meter was, right? And you could use this to temporarily make that chip very powerful, but I haven't encountered the other half of that, and this will be here to come back to if I want it. So I think I'm just gonna go for like the easy one, and just get 3 of these. That's probably a safe purchase, and I can immediately make use of them because they're ours. And I'm actually going to... I think I'm going to... Now, because these are blades, that means that they operate like long swords. So I don't want to replace one of my precious wide swords. Panel out has not been pulling its weight for a bit, I think. And regular roll, I mean, it's 60 damage to the enemy, and I heal, and I don't have a lot of healing. I think I'm going to take one of the barriers out for a minute. And that grass line... Oh, wait, no, I remembered what I was going to do. The grass line, I think it's in code, is not good enough for my purposes, right?
Right.
So I'm actually going to put that barrier back, and then I'm just going to mark this repair, because I didn't know that repair would take away ice and grass tiles. And you saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So I'm gonna do it this way. Did I make it through what I was saying? Oh, no, I didn't. So RPGs, they benefit from having rewards that they can pass out at different rates. I think a pretty good example of this, it's the Tales of series, like your Tales of Vesperias and Symphonias and so on. Of the Abyss, I believe, is one of them. They have, like, right now I'm thinking of Vesperia specifically. There are weapons that give you different abilities that you can learn permanently, eventually.
Yeah.
And then there are mystic arts that you get through, like, story events, and there are costumes. And there's also just, like, leveling. Your characters will level up and gain new, like, core arts that they learn. It's a lot of stuff at different rates. It's... So you and I, we wound up not liking Borderlands 2 as much as Borderlands 1, generally. But one of the things that I think that game did better, there are so many different little avenues of rewarding a player, right? Because you have...
Oh, all of those little... I forget what they're called, but they're kind of like micro quests. Like
the challenges that you can do.
like jump on all the couches, that challenge.
Get all of the vault symbols scattered throughout the environment.
Well, get on boats.
Yes.
Stand on boats.
Stand on boats.
On a boat.
Meme, basically.
Yeah.
Points for memeing.
Yeah, points for meming. And they actually affected your stats, so that the more you indulged in these sort of silly quests and goofed off a little bit, sort of in the spirit of the ridiculousness of the environment, the better you were at dealing with the environment.
Because you would get badass points,
Yes.
right?
And then you could invest those. It was I really liked that system too. I thought it was really great.
Basically, what you had is in the short term, you were constantly getting additional loot. Just a constant flood of new guns and stuff.
Yeah.
Then, usually in like the medium term, you were completing those challenges or turning in quests. And then in the long term, you were leveling up and cashing in skill points. And that's sort of how Borderlands 2 worked. Although, you know, one thing I personally sort of missed, even though I recognize that I think it was a flawed system. I think it had some problems. The weapon proficiencies from the first game.
Yeah.
Darn you. I missed those in the second game, and I understand why. It's because I personally experienced late in the game, I was playing with a friend, and I was like, hey, what weapon have you been using this whole game? And they were, I can't remember what class they were. It's like they were like Mordecai, and somehow they didn't notice that they were supposed to be using a sniper rifle, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I don't know how to break this to you, but the reason why you've been struggling this game is because you somehow dodged all of the information, all of the hints that were pushing you towards like handguns and sniper rifles for this character.
Yeah.
They were very frustrated. It was a thing. It was like it was a long argument it turned into. Because it's like, how do you... It was the sort of thing where the person was like, I should be able to play the game the way I want. And I'm like, if you want to play the game the way you want...
Just pick the other character that was meant to play the game the way that you want.
Right. Or something.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like, just, you have to, whenever you are playing a game that someone else has created, that's like a computer game...
That's not built on customizing your character in that way.
Then you have to meet them halfway, at least, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like how in Diablo 2, that game is best if you do a little bit of planning ahead of time to figure out what kind of character suits you, not finding 40 hours in that the way you want to play just isn't supported well by that class.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was, I recognize that was a problem because that person wound up with like several hours of grinding ahead of them.
Ooh, and that's no fun. No fun for anyone.
I would have had fun doing it.